Hello, person on the internet who clicked this video because they are remotely or extremely interested in learning a language. This is how you become a language baddie. So first things first, you might be thinking to yourself, what is a language baddie? Well, being a language baddie, I feel, is more a way of learning languages. It doesn't mean necessarily that you're amazing at all the languages that you're learning or the one language that you're learning. A language baddie has the essence of someone who tries. We're not always great when it comes to language learning. We might not learn super fast, we might forget words, make mistakes, all that jazz. But you know what? That's fine. The whole essence of being a language baddie is just being someone who tries and someone who's interested in language learning, who's open to being bad at languages in order to evolve into a baddie. This is like your alter ego. When you start studying, when you listen to that podcast, when you try to converse with someone in your target language, just evolve into a language baddie and be like, okay, like how Beyonce has Sasha Fierce and people have like their alter egos. You can have a language baddie be your alter ego. And you can be like, you know what? I am a language baddie. Why? Because I'm making an attempt to learn a language to further my knowledge in a new subject. I'm trying to learn a different way to communicate and to communicate with more people around the world, open my mind to learn more about different cultures, and just explore what this world offers. And that's something beautiful, and that is something that you need to give yourself credit for, because it is hard to learn a language and it is so rewarding. Okay, and I think the whole essence of being a language baddie is just to not get caught up in all of the errors and mistakes and trying to be like super correct. Like, yes, that is important to an extent, but the important thing is that you're trying and, just being happy and enjoying the journey and enjoying the process. Because another thing too is that there's a lot of, people who are like, I want to be fluent in this language in 1 year, in 30 days. But yes, like you can advance a lot depending on how much time that you spend on that language for a specific time frame. But the thing is that we all learn at different paces. We all have different circumstances. Some people might have a lot of free time or a lot of resources, whereas other people don't. So do not fret and don't feel bad if you're not like progressing super fast, for example, for whatever reason it may be. But just be happy that you're making a step towards wanting to learn in general, because learning a language is a beautiful gift that you can give to yourself. Take it from me. I love learning languages. I think it's just fun. But do I like learning languages all the time? No, sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's frustrating, especially like when you've spent time learning this language or trying to study and like it's just not clicking. There's many reasons. I remember when I started learning Arabic, like the Egyptian dialect, it was kind of hard at first. I mean, it took much longer than other languages for things to finally start clicking, but eventually they did. And I mean, I still make a ton of mistakes, but like I feel like I can say I speak Arabic just with a lot of mistakes. And with being a language baddie, you're basically being a trilingual, and that's not T-R-I, that's T-R-Y. Someone who's trying to be lingual. I don't know. So another thing is that you gotta change that mindset, okay? We need a mindset shift in order to be like a language baddie. You can't really have these negative thoughts and emotions like, oh, this language is too hard, I can never learn it, this is a different alphabet, it's gonna be so difficult. No, just stop. You can't, don't have those thoughts, okay? Because those are just negative thoughts. If you're wanting to do something, to give yourself, these positive thoughts, to encourage yourself to do it, and your brain is very powerful and your thoughts are very powerful as well. Even if something is hard, you can acknowledge it's hard, but don't tell yourself that this is useless or I can't do this, this is too tough for me. No, you are setting the parameters for what you can and can't do. The only person who can tell you what you are capable of and not capable of is you and your brain. But if you put your mind to it, you can do it. Now, it might be take longer or shorter compared to other people, but you can do it. That's the thing. And that's the other thing that you got to do. You got to be wary and careful of comparison and comparing yourself to other people. I think I saw a quote somewhere saying that comparison is like a thief of joy. We are all on our own timelines. We are all going through life at different paces, and we all are in different circumstances. So I think, it's like really great to go online and, be like inspired or get like information and stuff from all these people doing videos. But don't sell yourself short. Just because this person is speaking well, don't think, oh, this person's doing so well. I could never speak like that. That's so good. Yeah, you can. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can. Yes, you can learn that language too. You could maybe even be better than them at some point, but you gotta like believe in yourself. You just have to have that mindset that you can do it. And I guess not just in languages, like in everything, You gotta be delulu. That's the whole thing. You gotta be delusional, okay? Like, even if you don't think you can do it, like, you gotta just be delusional and just be like, obviously I can do it, and just like find a way to get yourself to be that and just like live up to your delusions, I don't know. Language learning is totally possible. Learning more than one language is totally possible. Like, you can do it. It's just all about putting an effort and just some consistency. You don't even always have to be consistent. It's just language learning is just a relationship between you and one or multiple languages, which evolve throughout time and evolve throughout your life. You're having basically a relationship with all of these languages. Some you're like extremely dedicated to, This is like your serious long-term partner, You are like seeing them, studying with them every day, using the language every day or many days, and you're seriously committed to getting better. Then you have other languages that like, I'm interested now, I'm gonna learn. Oh, but actually I'm not that interested. I wanna go back to this language. And then maybe like later, like a year later or whatever, you're like, no, actually I wanna dedicate time towards that one. It's really whatever. Your language learning and language learning process is all up to you. But I would say the most important thing is just to start. I think especially just from my own experience, I'm someone who loves to overanalyze, over-research, what's the best way to study? Oh, what should I start first? There's so like unlimited knowledge. I don't know where to start. And I want to make sure that, what I start with is the correct way. No. Just be quiet. There is no correct way to start. Okay. The correct way to start is to just start. Okay. And I think that's where a lot of us get like caught up, not only in languages, but in life in general. Like, I've had this issue before in the past. Like, I just constantly research and just like pretending to prep and blah, blah, blah. And instead of actually doing the thing, instead of actually studying, instead of actually like exercising or whatever it may be. So if you're wanting to learn a language, just try to learn one thing. Or don't even try to learn, but try to expose yourself. Like, try to, maybe listen to a video or just look at a word, or I don't know, just hear someone speak, or depending on your circumstances, just anything. Just expose yourself to the language. Just little by little, day by day, you'll get better, okay? And don't feel bad if you can't learn, you can't study every day. Like, I don't study most of the time. Like, honestly, it's so weird. I want to be like a language YouTuber, but I honestly almost never study languages these days. It's really weird, okay? I know. But like, honestly, throughout our lives, we have different motivations, we have different levels of energy, and it's okay. If you dedicate and then you need to take a step back, like, it's fine, like, don't get caught up in this stuff. Just start. And then I think as time goes on, you'll formulate something. If it does get confusing at some point when you've already started, do research. I mean, yeah, you can still do research and figure out what works best, and, trial and error. That's the other thing. Trial and error is so important because, online there's so many language YouTubers, myself included, who will tell you the best way to learn a language, this and that. Bro, listen up. The best way to learn a language is whatever works best for you and whatever you're actually going to do, okay? Now, research-wise, because I studied this in my master's. From what I remember, yeah, like, obviously using the language is probably like the best way to learn. There's something called like I+1 with like input, and then, practicing your output, blah, 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 immersing yourself as much as possible. But in reality, the best way to learn a language is just whatever you're gonna do. So whatever is enjoyable, like whatever you actually will do, just do that. Okay. And then I think trial and error too. So like, if you're not learning exactly how this like YouTuber is learning, or this I don't know, polyglot or whatever is learning, don't get caught up. It's okay. It's okay. Whatever you can literally do. We all have different energy levels. We all have different amount of times we can dedicate. Even if you can dedicate 1 minute a day or a week or whatever, that's better than nothing. And you can watch these videos, you can look online, look for different like methods of learning. I think it's very interesting and I do recommend that you do it. But trial and error, and eventually you're going to find a way that works for you. And also this might be different for different languages. Some languages maybe you already have like a comfortable level in and you really need to just practice speaking and immersing yourself in everything. But maybe this other language is vastly different from the languages you've learned prior, and so you need to spend more time at the beginning levels, one, like learning the script, like maybe the alphabet's just different, and then maybe the grammar is also completely different, so you just need to spend time on like grammar structure, this and that. Maybe you want to work in a grammar book, but in another language you don't want to use a grammar book. It just depends on what like you want to do. And language baddie is all about, yes, like I am that language person. I'm that person that learns languages. I'm that girl. You gotta be, it's just like this inner confidence, or not even inner confidence, but it's just, you're that person and you can do that and learn that language. You just gotta believe in yourself, and you just gotta put in a little bit of effort, and you can do it, like, trust me, like I struggle so much, and I just fall into the trap of telling everyone, yeah guys, I speak this amount of languages, when in reality, like I struggle so much with them, or I haven't practiced them in so long that I forgot how to say half the things in those languages. It's okay, it's fine. Just as long as you're trying and doing your best, or not even doing your best, but you're just open to learning and improving and everything. Where am I even going with this? Ultimately, this is just a rant, okay? Being like, you can be a language baddie. We can all be language baddies, okay? In however many languages you want to learn, whether it's one, whether it's many, okay? You can do it. You just gotta have the belief. You gotta have the discipline. Like, let's be real. Of course, depends on your life circumstances and the amount of energy you have and so many different variables. But eventually, like if you want to get to a higher level, yeah, discipline is gonna, you gotta have that discipline. Discipline is more important than motivation, because discipline will get you to do the thing when motivation can't, okay? Let's be real, okay? Like, let's be real. But basically, the whole essence of a language baddie is just to try. And just to be, be like, hey, I really like learning languages. I'm gonna learn languages. So you got this.